Caner Universe, it's Caner Tip Tuesday, and today we're going to look at how to defend against the toughest strike, and I'll tell you what that toughest strike is. But before we do that, as always, a warm welcome to everyone, and especially if you're here for the first time. Before we both forget, go ahead and if you love the content, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell icon so that you don't miss any future content, and avail yourself. You have free resources, the most important one by far, the no-cost cane clarity call. And the way you do that is you text the letters CCC to the number on the screen, and in less than 24 hours we will be on a scheduled phone call with you, answering all your questions about how to get cane trained, canes, anything that catches your attention. You've been watching, you've been doing some research, and more importantly, you want to find out how it is that you can get cane trained right where you are. You don't have an instructor. This isn't, ACSD instructors specialize in communicating this to you, but more importantly, how can you do it when you don't have another warm body and it's just you? How do you make that effective? That's what that call is all about. Believe me, it's going to save you tons of time, funds, and frustration trying to figure this whole thing out yourself. And then, of course, today you have a couple of private Facebook groups that they're private, but they're open to the general public. So just go ahead and request entry, and they will let you right in. What is the toughest strike to deal with? In my opinion, it's always the strike that you don't see coming. And I'll tell you one group of strikes. You see presenters all the time demonstrating all kinds of attacks, and so a good idea, because they are most common, but nobody really looking at strikes to the limbs, lower limbs down here, the ones that are tough. We use it in ACSD all the time because it's so difficult to stop that. How do you now defend against the strikes that are coming down here? And it presents problems. In ACSD and cane flow, we have it's a movement-based system, and so we have templates to show you how to do that, but I want to demonstrate some of the differences. When you have something that is a longer impact tool, something like this, look, see the difference in length and something like that, right? That's coming, and that's just a wooden dowel. It's a phenomenal training tool. I'm not going to get into that here. I've covered that before, but a strike that's coming down here. Now, part of the problem is he doesn't have to telegraph it, he comes in. So rather than staying out here where the damage is, here it is a good idea. I'll show you just the movement, the exercise that you do. It looks like a broom sweep, and it looks this way, but you're also gonna move in and cut off that angle in a semicircular fashion. ACSD caners know that as defense zones 1 and 2, done respectively to both sides. So when we do something like that, I'm not looking to stop that here, and I do have the cane in a reverse grip. That means the horn is pointing away from, but I could also have it in a standard grip, and it would work pretty much the same. I'm moving in. See how when I move in, I'm not staying here. I'm actually moving in and coming in. If you were to extend it anyways, I wouldn't be there for it. And it's one of the ways that I can defend from here and either bring it down and move in and not have to worry about staying out here, because if they take out your wheels, you're done too. It's the same strategy that we're using. And so something like this works super, and then you have the counter either right here. The counter can also come up. You see how easy it is. We demonstrated this way a lot of times, and flow step back, we'll say a little bit, just step back, stay there for me, and bam, and bang, and it just comes right over, because the horn and crook for handling is what makes this tool unique. Now, take a look at that. That's a dowel. It is considerably longer than this. If the tool is comparable, you have another way of doing this, and that is the leg pass. And I love the leg pass because when you're dealing here, a leg pass looks this way, and your hands are still up. I can still defend from here. The whole idea in ACSD is not to have to sacrifice your guard zone and come down here and leave yourself open, if that makes sense. So that strike is coming down here now. I can go ahead and assist that strike in coming through, I see it, bam, and then I'm already up. My hands are already up. I can deal with it here. It would be great if I didn't even have to use it. Your cane now becomes a checking mechanism. You're assisting it to go along the way. But I can just lift from here, boom, and then come back. And it's very minimal when it's almost like taking a punch. I'm going to illustrate it in the overall. He throws a punch. One thing is to take the shot in here, right? So he's coming in and I'm moving in. Another thing is to do this. Even if I'm getting hit, I'm going with it is a little bit different. And now he's committed already. See? Oh, he's running into this right here, right? And bang. And so it translates over to the empty hand in this fashion, right? Because everything we do with the cane, we do it empty hand. So we're just do no without that. Kicks that now you're dealing with over here, and I'll show you two different ways. The more common, like our low roundhouse that's coming in here, and you're very familiar with this because you do it in MMA and they do it in fight. So again, it's the same deal. I don't want to be out here. I don't want to be out there. So I might angle just a slight bit into that to start strike, to hit to the inside, but my hands are still, most importantly, gonna be in here. And when I come through my center line and open, so I come through my center line and open, I don't have to be doing this kind of thing to bring it down. See how immediately he comes over the top. The other issue that you have is when the strike is coming right here, and now I have to go ahead and do something here in my face. No, it actually becomes the same thing. A simple movement that will allow me to cover my groin and redirect there so that I can come in here and still have access, right? And so it doesn't take up a lot, but what we don't want to catch ourselves doing is bringing that hand down here, leaving this open. Right? Anything that happens here, that other hand has to cover. And of course, you have your body movement. The idea is that it allows you to counter. And by the way, each one of those 12 strike and defense zones, they have counters to them, each and every one of them. And that's the whole idea. That's how you're hitting and not getting hit. But make sure that you incorporate defending against low strikes. I find that with this tool, very few do. And if you want to learn, have a foundation, a step-by-step, there is a curriculum in place that is designed with ACC to take you just from the beginner. You'll take it as far as you want, all the way to mastery. It all begins by texting those letters CCC to the number on the screen. And again, less than 24 hours, we will be in a phone call with you answering all your questions. And you can decide if this is something that is worth it to you, and we can explore and see if it's something that it would work with you. But at least you're going to walk out of there and much more educated than when you first come in. All your questions answered. I'm Joe Robaina for American Cane Self-Defense. Thanks for watching. Keep caning. Stay safe.